The F-150 Lightning! Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Anyways, let's take a look at this. Hoovy owns it. Let's get started. This is a 2000 Ford F-150 Lightning, and it is beautiful. I love this truck. In fact, if I wasn't moving to New Mexico soon, I may even do some in-store credit with him. I would love to have this truck, but there's too many irons in the fire, too many things going on right now. You guys know we're moving soon. Actually, July 13th is going to be our grand opening in Las Cruces, New Mexico. This is probably not one of the priorities right now. If you do need something fixed and you lived in that area, call Crazy D in the office and we'll get you on the schedule for the Las Cruces location. We'd love to get your car in the shop down there in New Mexico. This one just came here for an oil change. That's it. And it has 126,000 miles on it. That's kind of wanted to do a video for you guys today to show you there's some really cool special vehicles out there that can actually be reliable. Now, a Mercedes AMG, a BMW M Series, any of those, no, they're not going to be reliable. But this is fast, it's beautiful, it's fun, and probably got easily another 100,000 miles or more left on it. Let's take a look around this beautiful truck. There is not a new truck on the market that you could sell me today that is as beautiful as the front end of this Lightning F-150. All the proportions are great, the color is great, the design is great, the wheels are great, everything on it is just to my liking, exactly how I'd like. Kind of a, I guess you'd call it a super truck. No scratches, no dings, no dents. It definitely doesn't look like it has that many miles on it. As you can see, it's a SVT F-150. Same on this side, pretty much immaculate. Let's go ahead and hop under the hood. Power, more power. And thinking about power, we've got a lot of power it's going to take to get our shop moved, guys. And thinking about moving my shop, we have been getting our vehicles ready for the new trails we can explore in the desert. I have a Wolfbox G900 Tri-Pro on my Jeep, but I thought we really should have one on Mrs. Wizard's Defender as well. Being stuck in the flatlands of Kansas, the Defender is ready for a change in scenery when we get moved down there. I just got it installed and tested in one of the few off-road places near us. The one thing I really love on this system is the bumper camera. That's right, it has a front and rear camera setup that we expect to see in a dash cam setup, but the G900 Tri-Pro has an HD bumper camera specially designed to help you see what you're about to drive near or over. That camera was a game changer. Since I was off-road, I really didn't need to watch if anyone's behind me, so I switched the mirror to just bumper camera. Knowing what the terrain looked like up close really made some of those trickier spots much more manageable. Wolfbox really had safety in mind when they designed the G900 Tri-Pro. When I wanted to record a stretch we were driving, I didn't have to take my hands off the wheel. All I had to do was say, turn on recording. The system accepts up to a 512 gigabyte micro SD card which can store hours and hours of footage. Their app makes downloading that footage so fast and easy. Whether you're driving off-road or just trying to park at the grocery store, this G900 Tri-Pro has you covered. The cameras are so easy to install and I'm so happy there are no more blind spots. Stop guessing how close you are to hitting something. Get huge discounts on Wolfbox products during Prime Day. Links are in the description below. Now back to that Lightning. Guys, I can't wait to get down to Las Cruces with some real trails. There's really not much for trails in Kansas. But back to this Lightning here, we see an Eaton supercharger on top of a Ford 5.4 V8. With this supercharger on there, we're now at 360 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque. Now this isn't the 3-valve Triton trash engine. This is back when it was a 2-valve, and they actually are very reliable. And that's quite a lot of power. I think the original 5.4 doesn't have anywhere near even 400 pounds of torque. This has 440. So it has a lot of low-end grunt right off the bat. And as you take a look around the engine bay, the only thing we've added to your normal 5.4 is a supercharger on top. Everything else is fairly easy to get to. We do have a longer belt and some different pulleys and things, an extra belt. You can see there's the original belt that you would have on a normal 5.4, and then we have a supercharger belt. Otherwise, it's just your everyday 5.4 as far as spark plugs and services and things of that nature. But these things sound amazing when the supercharger kicks in, guys. So we would take it out today and let you guys hear the awesome supercharger whine, but it is rainy and yucky and gross today in Kansas, and I don't want to fishtail and hurt Hoovy's truck. So Let's go ahead and hop into the interior. There are some differences from your average F-150 going up to a Lightning, and Mrs. Wizard can show you those.
Since this is 2000, we do not have any digital displays except for the odometer, which does read at 126,991.9 miles. So I guess when Hoovie drives it out of here, it'll be at 127,000. So, okay, but everything is looking really nice. Obviously, it's very easy to read. Looking very standard for a Ford product so far. But let's move up. Our dash, okay, it's still looking pretty much like a dash like so many others. We do have a weird kind of a indentation up there. I wouldn't call it quite the baker's box, but I guess you could throw something up there and it wouldn't move too far. Moving down, we've got our airbag, we've got our glove box, we have our controls for our HVAC system, and again, not looking very different than what we normally see in Ford products. This little guy, he doesn't really want to go in very well, but does have an interesting little ashtray. And on the other side, we have a nice spot to open up to that cigarette lighter and an aux port. So far, everything is looking very Ford and common. But as we get to these seats, yes, these are a nice suede-like leather. Okay, looking nice with a nice perforated leather in that center area with the SVT in the back shoulder area. So, okay, the seats are definitely not your standard Ford seat. As we look at the door card, yes, around that door release, we see an interesting pattern to that leather section. Okay, looking good. Here we are back at the steering wheel, and there isn't much to an interior to a truck because it's only the two seats. Well, three if you count the center person, because that armrest does move up. But you can definitely see the steering wheel is special in so many ways. Definitely needs a new steering wheel, at least rewrap. The leather is, I guess, twisted. I'm not sure if the person driving it is just always going like this and twisting it. I don't know. Very odd, but that's the way it is. So again, it's 2000. We don't really have any buttons on here but cruise control, and that's all they needed back then. We've got the Ford logo embossed in the center, and that's it. So let's get this up on a lift and see what it looks like on the underneath.
So one thing we see with the supercharger right off the bat you won't see on a regular F-150 is a cooler here. It's kind of like a little mini radiator with some coolant going up, and here's the pump to run the coolant through there. That's definitely not on a normal F-150. Under here it's not too much different from an F-150. You have your 5.4 like I mentioned. We have our transmission, which is an automatic, which I prefer it to be an automatic. Check out these wheels. Ball joint is a little greasy, but it's still doing its job. The brakes look fairly new. Sway bar link is not loose or broken, and the shock is not blown. Shock is good over here. Sway bar link is good. Brakes are like new. So I really don't see any issues on the front end. One thing I like that I am not seeing is any leaks. It's really not leaking anything anywhere with 126,000 miles. That's really, really good. We do see some little high flow cats right here. As we move back, our exhaust looks pretty much stock, except for this is a MagnaFlow. And it goes off to the side. They did this for a few years with the F-150s as well, instead of going out the back. I prefer to go out the back, but this is still pretty cool as well. Here's our metal fuel tank, no chintzy plastic here. Here's our drive shaft, everything's nice and tight, nothing leaking from our fuel filter area. It looks like it's got the original fuel filter Motorcraft. We'll see if Hoovie wants to put a new one in. Here's our beefy differential. This one's a big boy. I think this is a 10.25, and it does have shocks that are in good condition, nothing leaking from those. And we have some rear disc brakes, which are also in very good shape. They have about 60% remaining on those. Sway bar link is good. Brakes are good, and the sway bar link is good over here as well. So you guys probably get tired of me always checking the spare to see if there's air. And then in this case, there's none. Take a look. How annoying would that be that you have a flat, that you pull your spare down and it's just as flat as your other tire that's flat? So that's definitely why we check that here. I don't see any leaks or any serious issues with this thing. Again, with the kind of high miles on it, I'm really surprised. There's not much to do under here. We will get some air into this spare though. Let's get this thing on the ground. So all in all, I really love this F-150 Lightning. I love the color, I love the styling, and it does have some really nice rocker molding along the side. I've seen some specialty vehicles from different makes and models over the years. They do a really crummy job, but they did a really good job on this vehicle. It just matches the flow of the body, everything. It's like it was meant to be that way. I honestly think F-150 should look like this, just the stock ones. It looks really, really good. These things are really pretty fast. They're not fast like a Shelby GT500 or something, but they're still pretty quick. One reason I did the video today is I've gotten a lot of questions of people asking, I want something special. I want something that's got some power, a little sporty, could be an SUV, could be a truck, but it needs to be somewhat reliable. I don't want an AMG that's broken all the time. I don't want a Ferrari or Lamborghini that every time I turn around is 30 grand in service bills. This is cool. This will catch people's eye. This is something that's going to go up in value. It's a timeless design. 30, 40, or 50 years from now, this truck will still catch people's eyes and make people get ugly over it. They'll be like, oh, wow, that's nice. That's beautiful. It's not going to go away. It's not going to get old. It does look like the 2000s, but in a good way. One of the nice things is this is before active fuel management or displacement on demand or all that emissions garbage. It's very simple to maintain, very cheap to replace parts. Except for the supercharger and a few other things, maybe some suspension or brakes, the rest of the truck is just an F-150. And there's a lot of parts like alternator or starter or water pump or different things like that are just very, very similar or the same to an F-150, which means your auto parts store just around the corner is going to have all the parts you need except for supercharger and stuff, pretty much to fix this entire truck. You don't have to order parts from Italy. You don't have to wait 6 weeks for them to arrive. Most of the parts on this truck will be carried on the shelf at your local parts house. Most of us are used to really huge wheels in today's day and age. Everything's 20s, 22s, 24s, 26s. What are they going to be next? 40s? This is back when wheels were smaller, and that's probably good because the tires are going to be a little cheaper. These are some 18-inch 5-spoke SVT wheels. They look amazing on this vehicle. I would not put 18s or 20s or 22s on this, but these are a little wider. They have some wider tires on it. These fit the era. They fit this style. I would not change those. Guys, I really hate it when somebody gets a specialty vehicle like this and then puts some cheap wheels or some Forgiatos or something. Guys, don't do that. You're going to really ruin the character and the charm that this has. And another thing I really love about this vehicle, and this is a personal preference, is that it's an automatic. Between running the shop and doing YouTube and making decisions all day long, the last thing I want to do when I'm just cruising is have to make decisions of what gear I am. I don't care what gear I'm in. I don't. I want to let the computer or the system take care of that for me. I just want to cruise. So this is definitely a vehicle I would love. It's fast, it's sporty, it's fun, and you can just play some tunes and just cruise down the highway and not even worry about shifting. It really, really is a good decision on this particular one that they went with an automatic. So although this video might be kind of boring as far as we didn't tear anything apart, nothing's broken, there's not a piston hanging out of the side of the block, that's exactly what I'm trying to prove on this video. It just needed an oil change. Hoovie's actually on his way, actually as we speak. He's going to be here to pick this up and drive it home. It didn't need to be torn apart. It didn't need to have the transmission come out. It didn't need to have the whole suspension rebuilt at 126,000 miles. And very likely 50,000 miles from now, it still won't need much of anything. There are services that need to be done, supercharger oil and various things like differential, transmission, which the transmission is something that probably should be done very soon on this. I'll recommend it to Hoovie. Because around 150,000 miles is where we draw the line. If it hasn't been serviced by then, we're probably not going to be interested in servicing it. We've already went over that a million times on a ton of other videos. But before this left, I definitely wanted to get a video out to you guys to let you guys just kind of drool over this car like I've been since it's been sitting here. And I said car. It's not a car. It's a truck. I know. It's been one of those days, guys. but I could see myself cruising in Las Cruces in this thing and just listening to tunes and trying to relieve stress. And if I need to get on it and it's fast, it can do that as well. If you're curious what kind of tools we're really not going to use to work on this, but any other car in the shop, check our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. The tools we use every day, tried and true in the shop, are listed for sale there. And if you purchase any of them, we get a small cut and really appreciate it. And like I've been mentioning here on this video and many other videos, we are moving to Las Cruces. Our grand opening is July 13th. If you need your car worked on and you live in that area, contact Crazy D in the office and tell them you want to get on the Las Cruces schedule. And we're still going to be making videos. We're still going to be fixing cars. So make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.